10 shots for United, 8 of them from Ronaldo, less than 1 compared to 1.42 for Tottenham. Tottenham had more touches in the opponent's box, more passes in the opposition half, 1 more corner.
He looked angry today. A lot of aggression in his play today. Again, whatever's gone on the last week or two, he's obviously been upset with something. But he showed today what we've seen over the years. The guy's a genius, he's brilliant. The 3 goals were fantastic. You know, for the 3 goals, there's obviously 5 touches in total. He brings so much to this team. Why people think Ronaldo can't play every week or he can't bring value. We saw it today. And it was an important one for Man United. They had to get back. They have a big game coming up in Europe. Maybe get some momentum into their season, because it's been obviously a struggle. But I enjoyed the game, and United, we have to give them praise for it. The performance wasn't fantastic, but they got the job done and they won it, and no fair play to them.
Yeah, United take all 3 points, but the game, as the guys have been saying, Michael, ebbed and flowed.
Definitely, I think the second half, Spurs came out, they're on the front foot. United just sat in. They were happy at 2-1, and you could see what was going to happen. Spurs performed well. The only problem was when they got back to 2-2, then it changed. They set back. Manchester United came back out and probably did what they should have done at 2-1. They can't sit back. I said Spurs would get opportunities. They'll be disappointed they didn't get something out of that game. But when you've got Cristiano Ronaldo in your team, the quality, first goal, sensational.
Yeah, that first goal almost came from nowhere. It was quite quiet, the game.
It was. I think both of these managers will be watching their teams and probably not like...
Between the player and the club, and an indication of where they both are now.
I just think his greatness and the fact that he wants his career at the end to be enjoyable, he's demanding. He's obviously demanding. He wants to win every single game. And there's this element of obviously what he can't do, and we've contributed to that. I've contributed to that in this studio. If Manchester United want to be a high pressing team with lots of energy up front, then he's probably not your man. But he will make the decision as to whether he stays at Manchester United next season, not the other way around.
Games like tonight will help him with his decision making, because as great he is, again, but the next challenge for Ronaldo, I still think, is to make this Man United team to be able to compete again. Not for league titles, and it's another long story regarding the new manager, recruitment. But Ronaldo has a huge part to play in that and helping almost the rebuilding of the club.
Well, we will get to the rest of the goals in just a second, but does that mean then that Manchester United have to change the way that they want to play, or that Rangnick or whoever the manager who comes in for next season has to decide that's not how we want to play? We need to play to Cristiano Ronaldo's strengths because he's Cristiano Ronaldo.
You need Ronaldo in your team when he's producing like that. And has Ronaldo been at his absolute best this season? Probably not. He's missed a number of chances. But I still think if Ronaldo's in your team, whatever way you're set up, you've a better chance of winning football matches. You've got to get players around him. He's got to get better players around him. Obviously, it's a big decision with the manager. But I still think Ronaldo, even at this age, if he's playing week in, week out for Man United, he will produce for you. He's done it throughout his career, and whatever about his age. And we saw it today. His general play, you could say, obviously pretty average. But football and big games, and it's about moments. And Ronaldo's done that for the last 15 years. He produces in those moments. And I think he can do it for another season at Man United.
Manchester United's biggest problem is not Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, their defending is absolutely awful. When Spurs have the ball, not one of them sprints to the ball, really. They sort of, last week we saw them for 25 minutes against City give up at the end of that match. But even today, the way in which Spurs at times could just play with ease and cut through them. I mean, the chances that they have. Every team that does that here, every team that comes here and plays against Manchester United creates bagfuls of chances.
Do you not think that, Gary, is when they were 2-1 up? So Ralph Rangnick, has he changed? Has he gone, right, we're 2-1 up, we'll hold on to this lead?
I don't think
it looked like it in the second half. They were playing like Spurs in the second half at 2-1.
It's the instruction, though. I'm not sure it's an instruction from the manager. I think it's what they do.
I think both teams were doing it. When Spurs got back in the game, they set back. United then got a foothold, and then again when they went to 2-1 up and Spurs equalised, they sat back again and invited Man United to go and win the game. Ronaldo's going to get all the headlines, but obviously United manager will be worried. But Conte will be fuming, the type of goals they've given away, for the chances they've created. And Spurs, in a sense, had a kind of comfortable evening. But that's the danger as well. When they got comfortable, they lost concentration and intensity. And they got punished for it.
When he scored that second, he was screaming at them, focus, wasn't he? Focus, because he knew what was coming. But
well, let's get ourselves to that point first of all. We'll get no, we're jumping ahead, and I understand the point.
There should be no surprise what we saw tonight.
Before we see the winner, what do we think of Romero's reaction to Harry Maguire going over and sort of shouting in his face?
Not good.
Don't like that.
You get no luck for that.
I didn't see it.
Yeah.
He goes over to Harry Maguire after he scores the own